Converse has pledged 1 million rand to help with student debt relief in South Africa. The issue of student debt is a prominent one that many South African youth face, with an increasing need for this to be erased. This will support and assist students across any career field and grant them the chance to apply. And you can nominate someone who needs the help. For more about the campaign, we're joined by Converse Group Marketing Executive Bradley Knowles. We hope to be joined by personality DJ Fix. Bradley, I'm going to start with you. A very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thanks very much. Yeah, good to be here.
Tell us more about the campaign and who you're targeting.
Sure. So, Converse has always kind of stood for that daring spirit of youth. Converse has such great heritage and great roots in South Africa. In fact, just in December, we did a campaign all around celebrating those roots. And, I think the line we used there was, they walked so we could run. The youth of the past walked so the youth of today can run and thrive. And unfortunately, some of that thriving is handbraked by this epidemic of student debt. And it just made sense for us as a brand that has always been with the youth of South Africa to kind of, in a small way, come behind this and do our bit. And it is a small bit, but it is a start of trying to alleviate student debt with this campaign called Kick the Debt.
Yeah, and with R1 million, roughly how many students will be awarded the bursary?
So within the first 10 days, we had over 40,000 entries, and we had to make a call. Like this just simply wasn't enough. And what we have done just this last week is double that pledge. We're now giving away 2 million rand in our attempt to make a small dent. In the entries and the applications rather that I've received, it's anything from 5,000 rand to some guys in the 90s, 100,000 rand of debt. So we're going to try and help as many people as we can, but it's simply not going to be enough. And it is our pledge to try and do this on an annual basis, and also a call and a plea to other corporates, other brands out there to join forces with Converse to try and help kick the debt.
Okay. Radio personality DJ Fix is also joining us in this conversation. DJ Fix, a very good morning to you and a warm welcome to Morning Live. Why did you want to be a part of this campaign?
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. I always love being on Morning Live with you guys.
It's a pleasure.
As you know, I am huge when it comes to education. I love what Converse is doing. I've only received such great response. What a great initiative, all over my social media as well. So big ups to Converse, firstly, for seeing the gap, seeing the problem and trying to fix the problem, because that's what I stand by. I'm a social entrepreneur as well. I've been doing it for 8 years. I run up my own scholarship program, and it's much needed. I am a student that once upon a time that has been in debt and had to pay that off. And what happens is, you stress, you have anxiety, you can't even study properly because you don't know if you'll ever be able to finish the actual degree. You're worried about failing the degree, yet alone passing. Failing the degree, yet alone actually paying it off. And things happen, like you don't receive your results at the end, or you get, there's so many stumbling blocks that happens when it comes to trying to pay off or just trying to get through your studies. So this is such a great initiative. I really, really hope that many people nominate those that are just need to find a place in the world where they're like, okay, I can actually finish off my degree. I can pay for this degree with the assistance of, companies and initiatives like this with Converse, and actually go forward and go, I can go get a good job. Because, the employment rate when it comes to the youth, there's so many social problems that we have in this country, and Converse is really contributing to that. So, great campaign, and happy to be part of it. Absolutely.
And as Bradley said, it is a second pandemic. Student debt is a second pandemic, and it has been a long-standing pandemic for decades. So what is your role in this campaign to try and alleviate this kind of pandemic?
I would say I'm probably one of the the spokesperson on social media. I am an ambassador from that perspective, and I'm happy to do so. Once again, like I said, I've been working in education as much as I do my stuff in the entertainment space, in radio and TV. Education is huge for me. So I think with the synergies just aligned when Converse were like, hey, Fix, you've been doing this for years. Why don't we collaborate and make sure that students can actually see a future in their lives? So that's kind of a collaboration. It's just two minds that met together and really seeing a problem, fixing a problem. It's social entrepreneurship at the end of the day, which is what most companies should be doing right now. I feel like during the pandemic, everybody was like, oh, these are problems. We need to fix these problems. And I'm like, yes, we've been talking about this for years. So it's just so nice that everybody's coming on board and realizing that we can't just focus on bottom line. We need to make sure that there's a vision, there's a mission as well with what we're doing. Income can equal impact, vice versa. So this is what I stand by, and this is what Converse is standing by right now.
That is inspiring, Fix. Now, Bradley, since everything is done online, how is this reaching South Africans in the rural areas and other parts of the country that cannot access the internet and in need of this funding?
Yeah, look, it's a great question, that, and it's one that we've thought about leading up to this campaign. We've tried to make it quite easy as possible. And to try and spread it as wide as possible. So we have used, and a lot of media owners have come to the party in helping us spread the story. The application is a very simple one and a basic one, and it is housed on our website, converse.co.za. So anyone watching this, please, if it does impact you, please apply online there. We had some great initiatives lined up, and unfortunately, due to some COVID restrictions, we were forced to pull that back. One of them was to actually go and set up hotspots and create a activation area with the internet and laptops there, where students could come in, like you say, in the rural areas, and jump onto a common laptop and apply there and then. Unfortunately, those plans were forced to stop because of the COVID restrictions. So it is a pity. Unfortunately, people do need to be able to get onto that website to apply.
Okay, now Bradley, what does the bursary cover, and will it cover only a year's study or the entire course?
So it's less of a bursary and more of trying to alleviate the student debt. So people who actually have debt with institutions can apply. We obviously want to be good stewards of this money and we go through a vetting process just to make sure it's accurate and the money ends up in the right hands. And then that money is paid over to the institutions. It is to cover the student debt that people have amassed. And it is seeing the applications come in. It is a huge number. It's going to take us some time to try and even make a decent dent. But we've got to start somewhere.
And do take us through the application process and when the closing date is, and how will applicants be notified that they are successful or not?
So very exciting is we've actually announced our first 20 or so applicants, successful applicants yesterday. We're getting our brand ambassadors and friends of the brands like Fix over here to phone these guys and notify them and kind of capture that moment as well. And the money then is going to get paid over straight to the institutions where they hold that debt. And we're going to be giving away, roughly chopping this up into quarters, 500,000 Rand a week for the next 4 weeks. The application end date is the 14th of March. We've had to extend that. When we put in the extra R1 million, we said, hey, there's so much going on here. Let's give the guys an extra 2 weeks. So there still is another 2 weeks to actually apply, and we will be notifying the guys on the phone and sending them the details on email of notifying, obviously, the tertiary education.
All right, Bradley and DJ Fix, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, Converse is giving away 1 million rand towards student debt. Applicants can apply for the hashtag Kick the Debt campaign or nominate deserving students on their website. Closing date is the 3rd of March 2021. Well, Bradley just mentioned that it's now been extended to the 14th of March. We just spoke to radio personality DJ Fix and Converse Group Marketing Executive Bradley Knowles on this campaign.